My name is Marilyn. I am a targeted individual. The weapon primarily used against me now is the Hive, synthetic telepathy, remote neural monitoring, torture, abuse, sexual assault. Okay, I'm a victim of torture, abuse, and sexual assault. Now, I believe that the brains of a hive will determine the lives of the hive. How they will be, how they will live, how they will think. That sharing your brains will dictate what kind of life you're going to have. I am outnumbered. I am the only person who's sane, intelligent, American, empathic, and I am basically the only person really using self-defense. The types of people in your hive, that will determine what kind of torture you have. So, who are the people in my hive? Well, it's not my hive, the hive. They are black trash from Dayton, Ohio. Okay? They're black trash. These perps, now in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, graduated from public schools in Dayton, Ohio. And they are stupid. They are poor, they are lazy, they are uneducated, they are failures in life, they're drug addicts, they're child molesters, they're rapists, they're abusive, they beat children, they have a history of abusing their own children, neglecting their own children. The people in this hive have rejected their children to lay in a filthy home, playing with their penises and vaginas, looking at holographic pornography for years straight. Who are the pedophiles? I'm going to name the pedophiles. Marcus. His last name might be Willoughby or Weber. Last night or the night before, he was interrogated. One of the perps is talking over me. They absorb your intelligence, and then they clone you. That's the other horror about gang stalking. He molested a black boy, Marcus. He's the drug dealer. He's the main drug dealer in the hive. He's using cocaine and crack to control the people in the hive, to destroy the people in the hive, and ruin our country. This is a black man. Marcus, through telepathy, was exposed for being a child molester. The perps are physically having sex with each other, orally, primarily gay. And there is heterosexual exchanges. These heterosexual... I just woke up and I'm sleep deprived, so excuse me if I'm stumbling through my thoughts. The white female Lori, she has herpes. She was hived in Dayton way before I heard her voice, and she contracted herpes. She was targeted when she was a crystal meth smoking homeless person. She's white trash from North Dayton. She's a dumbass. And now she services the poorest black men, the most perverted and disgusting black men in Montgomery County in Ohio. She has given up herself for drugs and alcohol. They're housing her. The drug money that they make, the money that they make from disability and welfare, they use each other's resources to control each other. So last night, Marcus was exposed as being a child molester. What do? They actually love him. They comfort him. They view the child pornography. They use the memories of pedophiles to do child pornography. I think this is probably quite common, that there are a lot of pedophiles in America in general. And these men and women who are in remote neuromonitoring are using your childhood memories and the abusers' memories and the victims' memories. In this hive, there are child molestation victims and child molesters. The child molester, Gary Albright, he molested a little black girl. Marcus, the drug dealer, he molested a boy, and he has sexually assaulted his siblings. Randy Walkman, that may not be his real name, he has sexually assaulted children, and he grew up molesting his little brother repeatedly and continued to masturbate sexually to as an adult, to molesting his brother. Lori, the white female, she has made child pornography for the Hive. The white males from Kettering, Ohio, Miamisburg, and Moraine, Ohio, they're very close together, these towns. They are exploring constantly child abuse with their genitals. Reggie Angel, I don't know his last name, Jenkins maybe? He's a gay man with AIDS, HIV. He has molested teenagers. He's in his 50s. He's almost 60. He's a crack addict. He's diseased. And he has spread his virus amongst teenagers in the project community of DeSoto, Bass, Dayton, Ohio. So I journal all of this. Edward Hamilton is attracted. He is a sick, twist, delusional stalker. He's stalking the shit out of me. He wants to be with children. When I hear him talk to another perp, he says last night at 9:04 p.m., it's blasphemy. The entire group is attracted to children, including this bitch, meaning Lori. They're stalking each other. They're obsessed with each other on a level I could never understand. These black men in particular are obsessed with white male, psychopathic, sadomasochist, masochistic sex. I repeatedly exposed Marcus's pedophilia last night, and I'm going to tell the police department. And the revenge was that the Hive was going to knock me out, make me basically comatose, and gang rape me. So as I was falling asleep, I realized I couldn't move. Michael Warden, he's a rapist, pedophile. His goal in life is to brutalize and rape women in general. And he was going to start this gang rape with me. So I basically didn't sleep well. I stayed up and had coffee. Pedophiles of Dayton, Ohio. They're disgusting. I'm going to read some quotes of these losers from my journal. I have several of them. Marcus, 5:40 p.m., August 14th. This is what he says about me. Let's crush her skull repeatedly to get a response. This is a black male in his 50s. He's a father. He's a drug dealer. He's a pedophile. I'm the one that actually found out that you could fight remotely and you could feel the pain. So they do it to me repeatedly. I'm by myself. I am attacked 24 hours a day for years. Malcolm, he's from Miamisburg. He's a black male stalker in his 50s. He's obsessed with watching me and telling me what to do all day. 5:47 p.m., August 14th, 2020. Marcus, this is what he says about Marcus. Marcus wants to kill people in R&M. There's a white male named Jesse. He's white trash. He's mind controlling Marcus, mainly because Marcus is a drug dealer. Jesse is a white supremacist. So there are white supremacists in the Hive who are actively engaging in brain to brain 24 hours a day with black men, and they hate black men. This is a quote, 4:17 a.m. At some point in August. They cut Chris's cocaine with crystal meth. Homeless people are in my brain right now. It's disgusting. I'm dirty. I feel dirty. I'm going to take a shower. Alright. Bruce. He's a black male getting disability. I thought he was getting 401k. I don't think he is. He's a loser. Living off the government. He's a child molester. He's obsessed with young boys, young men. And his bank is at Huntington Bank, his bank account. He's also a drug trafficker. He calls other black men the kids. He calls the Hive from Dayton the kids. So I kept hearing this, imagine that they were like young in their 20s. I'm 50. They're my age and older. Reggie, he's a gay black. He's tortured me to the point where I thought I should go to the hospital. I had a customer service job with a very famous restaurant in Ohio. And during the COVID, when it started, he mind controlled me to choke and vomit. And so I haven't been back to that job, of course. And my coworkers were worried that I had COVID, so that he's made me vomit all over this house. He's gay. He's actually sucking dick for crack and for fun. He said at 4:55 August 12th, "We consume this bitch's brainstem for fun." That's what he says about me. And because someone heard it, because they hear each other's thoughts and they imagine what people are thinking. Sodomite 1, who's got the HIV virus that he passed to many people, at 4:55, after this statement about consuming my brain, he says, "You made him pretend to eat your brainstem," because he's a dumbass. Gardening, cutting grass. Michael Ward in particular is a jealous failure. The gang stalker is a jealous failure. These people stalking you are jealous. So he mind control me to be tired and sickly, cutting grass. I'm pushing around an engine, okay? Get a grip. The two homes, these are terrorists. And I've told just about every government office I can think of about these terrorists. They're living in a house in Miamisburg, Ohio, and a couple of apartments and rentals in Dayton. Todd, a loser, who wants to make pornography till the day he dies. At 9:35 a.m., August 11th, he says, "Fuck this bitch. She's going to nail us for drug dealing." I am. I'm going to nail you all for drug dealing to get rid of you. So they basically strung out everybody on drugs to control them and to get access to the white race, to view them through my eyes, because I live in Kettering. It's a really nice neighborhood. So they want to look through my eyes and see the white people. Stupid. Brian, he's a perp, Schaefer. He's a drug addict now, and a loser, a pedophile, rapist. Excuse me. 5:20, August 7th, he says, "They would rather ruin our community than just leave." The whites are actively trying to figure out how to get off on gay black men's porn. They get cheap drugs from the blacks, but they want to get rid of them. They're going to have to get sober. They have talked about this. I might have to get sober. And anytime anybody thinks about sobriety, the blacks will come in and say, "We'll deliver some wine and drugs to you." They bring each other alcohol and drugs to keep each other under control. Okay, this is the conversation with me and the rapist. August 7th, 2020, Michael Warden. Black male in his 50s, crack addict, living in a crack house, selling crack for Marcus. Alright, I asked him the question, "Tell us why you raped us." Michael says, "Because we wanted to." I asked him, why'd you rape me? "Because it was easy, nobody will protect you." That's 2:37 p.m. August 7th. When they move out of my brain, sometimes my nose will run. It's pretty gross. They constantly tell me what to do. I'm just looking through the journal. Journal, it's not a waste of time. You're going to regret it when you get older as a TI. And you're going to be, some of you are going to be elderly soon. In middle age, some of you are young. Write down what's happening. This is the biggest thing that's ever happened. Global synthetic telepathy and torture with the technology. One activity, and the second is it's another activity. Synthetic telepathy, remote neural monitoring, doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be abused. The psychopaths of America hooked up to you. Globally, anybody can do it to you. This is the biggest shit that's ever happened. It's bigger than World War II. It's bigger than the election. I hope Biden wins. Alright, so their activities. They get obsessed with the things that I do and the places I go. So they will stalk. If you like a restaurant, they will go to that restaurant. If you like a bar, they will go to that bar. Clothing store, whatever. If your favorite color is red, their favorite color is red. So, Hothead burrito. It's delicious. They make really good burritos. So I go there. They're looking through my eyes, and they want to go, you know. So this is July 16, 2020. Miller Yvonne, her name is Michelle Yvonne Miller, a psychopathic black bitch from hell. Her family is poor trash. Threw her out into the streets. It's totally abandoned. She's a crackhead. She's homeless, basically. The Hive hates her. She's basically pressured everybody to kind of take care of her. I say, when did you go to Hothead, the burrito place? She says, last night. Another perp says for what? Drinks. So they have like these drink specials. If I like margaritas, they like margaritas. I have a I used to have a really bad addiction to vodka. But that's not good. That's not a good addiction, okay? Go look at Russian people, who are addicted to vodka. They look horrible. So, what do the perps do? Daryl Washington, who's in the right side of my face, he's a pedophile, a loser, a father. He neglected his son to view me. He drinks vodka every day. He sells crack. With that money, he gets vodka. My other favorite alcohol is wine, Chardonnay. Lori now stalking my choices. She drinks wine every day. She watched me drink wine for years. Lori, I asked Lori a question, 5:06 p.m., July 16, 2020. I say, confess. She says, I raped you. She rapes me repeatedly. Now she's realized that you can mind control someone to have an orgasm. She has herpes, so she's now so lazy she doesn't want to masturbate. Because when you masturbate in the hive, other people can feel it. It's disgusting. Now let's show this how stupid and uneducated they are. So I love to mock them. In fact, I have literally gotten a hernia from laughing at them. Sitting in the wrong position. They're so stupid. July 16, 2020, and this is kind of humorous. Tasha, she's basically killing me slowly. She's a welfare crackhead loser. Beat her daughter, got arrested. Parents, home went into foreclosure because they were unorganized and stupid. A large mass of people living in the house, like Mexicans. They don't want to get a job. What's the difference between poor black people and Mexicans who are poor? It's obvious. I said, Tasha, talk like a witch at 1:51. She says, goobly goobly goo, I see you. Now we're not getting along. She's just, you can basically tell her to do anything and she'll do it. They're all mind controlled. But I try to get their names and addresses and their social security number, the license plates, their mother's address. I'm going to get their parents' address. I'm going to tell their parents what they do to me. And it's hard to get that information because they want to torture me. They'd rather be trapped, torturing me for the rest of their life than being free. This is why we need Biden as president. Now I'm going to read a quote of an American Indian, Native American, that slaves are torturing me, basically. These are other slaves that actually think they're powerful. This is the truth. Now, this land that these indigenous people live on for thousands and thousands of years, black people. Well, there were black people here way before slavery. And you can look up that. That's more interesting than gang stalking. History. It's cool. A few hundred years, black people have been in America, and so the free labor of cotton. The industry made the whites so much money, it helped to build the economy of the United States. And it's one of the most powerful countries in the world. This isn't about racism. Slavery is not, it's really hard to accept the truth. When someone gets targeted, I believe that the whites fought back harder against being slaves. I think that's basically, they could have shipped really dumb Europeans to America and had them do all the labor. But basically what happened is that the whites said, fuck this shit. Because for I think a long time, whites and Africans and Native people were fighting these people who wanted to take the land. They used to fight together. They used to hide together. They used to kill together. And these three groups got along with each other. And the white theft, these men that stole this land, went to the white guys and said, look, stop helping each other get free. What do you want? And the whites said, we want land and whatever else you can give us. And so the whites cut a deal with the whites of Europe, and they got these little pieces of land in certain parts of the country. That's how neighborhoods got built. That's how community got built. That they bargained. And so that's basically what happened. This is the truth. See, that doesn't sound like racism to me. It sounds like someone was smarter. So this is what this Native American woman says, and I don't know if they necessarily like to be called Native American, but she says, you know, the cattle outside doing the work and the dog inside the house, these are property. Those are the black folk in America. They are property to white men.